Hello, and welcome to the MathLinks Core 2nd Edition, grades 6 through 8, Getting Started video series. In this session, we will look at the teacher editions. Here's what the teacher editions look like that accompany the student packets, one for each of the 10 units per course. Many use the printed TE, and an electronic version is on the teacher portal to view or download. We'll start by concentrating on this section of the TE, which we refer to as Unit Planning Information. We call it TEUPI for short. First, you'll see a complete list of the content standards addressed in the unit. Next, on the unit planning page, you'll find information about pacing, extra resources, assessment, materials, slide decks for lesson delivery, a copy list, and prepare ahead reminders. Then on the components for different users page, you'll find a lot of information that you'll want to take a closer look at for adults and for different student populations. Math backgrounds were written by our PhD mathematicians. They may deepen teacher knowledge beyond what students are expected to know, offer an interesting take on a topic, or provide a historical perspective. The teaching tips section is loaded with helpful information for planning your unit. First up, the standards for mathematical practice. On the left is an unpacked version of them, and then concrete examples for the unit to the right. Next are strategies to support different learning styles. Many components for this purpose are built into the MathLinks design, and specific examples for the unit are provided here. Big ideas are a major theme of MathLinks courses. We've been very deliberate to make connections within and between lessons. This makes content more meaningful for students and more efficient for instruction. Shown here is the big idea wheel for the grade. The big ideas in the unit are shaded with lines that show connections. Underneath, you'll see a snapshot of important prior work and what's ahead. If developing language skills is important for your students, you'll find language objectives and other suggestions in a teaching tip box. In every unit, we pose some questions or situations for students to ponder, and enrichment ideas to challenge students. Rounding out teaching tips, you may find unit-specific instructional ideas and progressions of major topics in the course. Shown here is a description of how algebraic thinking develops in 7 units in the 7th grade course. Finally, the TE unit planning information wraps up with reproducibles. Copies are often used for paper manipulatives or for puzzles, card sorts, and games. Now, let's concentrate on the last section of the teacher edition, which we call TEAK for short. It includes the student packet with answers, lesson notes, and annotations. Here's part of a page from a student packet that requires some guided instruction. And here is its corresponding TE version with answers. You'll notice other helpful annotations in the TE as well, such as standards for mathematical practice and timely suggestions for this page. These 5 icons appear along the bottom of the TEAK. When you see them, they'll tell you when materials are needed, grouping suggestions, copy needs, an available slide deck, and a journal prompt idea. Here's an example of a footer with icons. And these are the icons on this page. This one tells you that counters will be needed. And this says that a slide deck is available. This suggests that 2 or more students work together, and copies of reproducible 4-1 may be needed. Remember to refer to the unit planning information in the front of the TE for quantities. At times, a specific journal prompt or monitor your progress prompt will also be in the footer. When there's a slide deck to accompany part of a lesson, the TE has brief lesson notes, which are not scripts, but provide guidance for pacing and asking questions. The slide decks for each unit are on the teacher portal. A slide deck alternative page is available for teachers who prefer delivering lessons on a DocCam, a whiteboard, or a smartboard, or in another way. To learn more about the program, please check out other Getting Started videos. We hope you now have a better understanding of our teacher editions. Thank you for taking time to learn more about MathLinks.